Today we're making cute UV resin pendant using ribbon. What's going on, my fellow jewelers? So you know I'm always looking for the next best technique, and I'm excited that ribbon actually worked. So today I'm taking you step by step on how to make your very own pendant necklace using ribbon. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe my channel if you haven't already, but let's dive right in right now. So you're gonna need your ribbon. I don't know if all ribbon works. I don't know if all ribbon is different materials, whatever. This one seems to do really well. It has a bit of a rib look, and so that comes across a little bit in the pendant. But the first thing I wanna do is I want to take my bezel that I'm going to use. I'm gonna trace out the ribbon so I can cut it. There's places where the paw is cut off, right? And so I'm gonna use that for my advantage, and I'm gonna put that cut off part alongside the bezel. Now, you don't want to trace on the inside of your bezel, you want to trace on the outside. If you trace on the inside, you're going to cut it too short, or you're going to see the pin in the pendant and it doesn't look very good. So make sure that you have the pendant placed where you want to, and that you trace along, oh gosh, don't move, oh my goodness. You trace along the outside, and you will be cutting excess off, right? And so we're just doing this as a rough estimate, and see my marking right there. So I'm gonna cut all of that pen off so you can't see it in your pendant. Now, I just did a video using clay transfer paper, and this was a lot less precise than this technique is. So I traced the transfer paper and I was able to stick it on the pendant. But for this case, you're gonna need to be very precise because it has to fit in just right into your pendant. So I am gonna cut all of this off and while keeping the shape and everything, and it takes a minute. So I will fast forward for you and then go to the next step. Ooh, these scissors aren't good. Make sure you use good scissors. I'm gonna go get me some better scissors. Okay, that took me 3 scissors and a lot longer later, but I was able to get to it. It started to fray, so that's a little troubling. Now you wanna place your ribbon into your bezel and see if it fits. If it doesn't, you're gonna have to cut more along it, but not too much because you don't want any gap between the ribbon and your bezel, or you can see through it and it doesn't look really good. So this is a really precise technique. So I'm going to place it here, and it's just too big. It's too big at the top. I still have some ink, you can see. So I'm gonna be fast forwarding and cutting the areas that can be cut off. Okay, that looks pretty good. It's okay if you need to push down just a bit. It's okay if it comes up on the sides, just a little bit, not too much. Now we're gonna put down our resin tape to put our bezel on. Okay, so now I'm gonna put my bezel down on my tape. You need to put your finger around it or use a pencil to roll on it so you know that it's secure to the tape so that the UV resin does not come underneath and leak out. So now we're gonna put a layer of UV resin down so that the ribbon is totally encased in your pendant. So I'm gonna just put a really thin layer. I want a thin layer to go down. I don't want too much. I'm gonna take my tool and drag the resin, UV resin, all the way to the edges. I'm gonna make sure that all of it's covered, so it's a complete layer. So it's completely covering the bottom of this bezel. It looks good. I don't see any bubbles, but I will take my lighter just in case I don't see any, and it does pop anything I can't see. So perfect. And now we're gonna put our light on it. I would say for 30 seconds. It doesn't need to be long. We're just gonna do like a flash cure, and then we'll go on to our next step. Okay, so now I want to put a wet, just almost like glue, right? We're just gonna put a little bit on the bottom so that it kind of covers it, right? We don't want a lot. This isn't like a layer. This is just like using the UV resin like glue. And now I'm gonna put my pot in there like so. And I'm gonna use my tool and push down so that it's completely inside of my pendant. And it also gets it wet with the UV, and you wanna make sure that the UV underneath completely covers it so you don't have any bubbles, right? So I'm pushing it down, making sure that my ribbon gets stuck in there. And now we're going to do another flash cure and do probably 2 more layers after this. I'm trying to eliminate all bubbles as much as possible. So if I do another coat, maybe it will stick even better to the bezel underneath of it. So I'm just going to do a quick coat. I'm going to make sure that the resin is on all sides. And then we will cure it once again. Oh, it's looking so cute. It's a fun technique. I was just having a lot of struggle. I was on the struggle bus today. Can I just say, like, my scissors weren't working. It wasn't cutting the way I wanted to. And some days you're just gonna have that. You're gonna struggle and it's okay. Just keep going, keep at it. You got this. Okay, that was a quick cure for that. And now we're gonna put on the layer, the final layer on top. Look at this, look how cute that is. I love it. It's so cute. So I'm going to take my lighter and pop the bubbles. I do see some bubbles sticking to the ribbon down below. I'm going to just kind of scoop them up and bring them to the surface so I can hit them with my light. And that's what I'm doing right now. And it's going great. And now I'm actually going to make sure that the resin is around the whole edge. You don't want to fill it too much. You don't want to pour your resin so much that when it cures, it spills over. Because I don't know if it like expands or something. It does something crazy that if you fill the bezel too much with wet resin, then it will spill over when you're curing it. So just be careful about that. If I have any fears about that, I tend to use my UV Resin Light flashlight and I cure the top layer. Darn it, it's doing that. So even when I hit it with my flashlight, which usually works so it doesn't spill over, it's still spilling over because I filled it too much. Can I just tell you, it's one of those days. It is one of those days for me that it seems like everything's going wrong, and that's okay. You have one of those days, you do your best and you move on, okay? So we're just gonna hit it with our lamp. And I'll show you the results after that. So I cured it. It spilled over. It spilled over. That's just life, right? Spilled over. I am going to take my tool. I'm going to take my pliers and break it off. I'm going to try to break it out. Ooh, it's doing well. It's doing well. You can break it off like that. And you get like a clean one. Be careful not to have your tool go on the front of this because you will scratch it and you'll mess it up even more. So you don't want to do that. So here's what I want to do next. It's pretty see-through, right? And you can see imperfections. So I like to turn it on its back and I like to add a white coat to it. So I'm just going to make my own white resin. And then I'm going to add acrylic paint to it. Just do a tiny dab because I'm not using very much. And then I'll mix it and put it on the back of here. So mix it really well so that it's all incorporated into your resin. And then I'm just going to add it on the back of this pendant. Looking good. You gotta spread it all the way to the edge of this, like so. That's looking so good. Oh, that's looking good. That's looking good. And then I'm gonna cure it. Well, I had more things go wrong today. So I colored the UV resin too much and I added way too much and it's just soft underneath. Like it's not gonna cure because I don't really have a place to send the light through. So anyway, this is just not my day, not my day. But I will show you the final product from another pendant that worked better. Try not to color your UV resin too much or do smaller, thinner layers so it can cure because I feel it's really gushy underneath. And if I were to squeeze it, it'd just pop all out. But this is my results. This is the results. I love it. It looks so pretty. That's a lot lighter on the back. And it's just, it comes out so pretty. Today was not my day. So anyway, that is how you make this fun ribbon pendant necklace. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I had fun with you as always. Go check my other ones out right here. And I'll check you in the next one. Bye.